In 1969, NASA landed a rocket on the moon. Then it took almost 50 years before SpaceX figured out how to land a rocket back on Earth. We have a similar story with deep networks. In 2012, AlexNet showed how to train a deep network on ImageNet. Today, we show how to train a deep network on a small dataset with 10 samples per class. I am Ahmed Taha, a PhD student at University of Maryland. Today, I will present knowledge evolution in neural networks. Deep learning has a lot of open unsolved problems. One of these problems is how to train a deep network on a relatively small dataset. The knowledge evolution paper tackles this problem and shows how to boost performance on relatively small datasets while reducing the inference cost. Before going into the technical details, this animation presents the core idea of knowledge evolution. The first step of knowledge evolution is to split a neural network, for example ResNet 50, into two parts. I will explain in the following slides how to do the splitting. For now, let's just think that the network is divided into two parts, blue and gray. At generation 0, the whole network is randomly initialized, so its performance is low as shown on the y-axis. Now, we train our network. This is our regular training procedure, nothing special so far. After training the network, this becomes the first generation and the network performance increases. In knowledge evolution, we randomly reinitialize the gray part of the network. This means we throw away part of what we have learned in order to reinitialize the gray part. Then we retrain the network again. This becomes the second generation. We iteratively repeat this process to boost the network performance. The next slides explain how we split the network into two parts. In our paper, we propose two different splitting techniques. Both techniques use a binary mask M to outline the two parts of the network. We call the blue part the fit hypothesis, while the gray part is called the reset hypothesis. One of those splitting techniques is tailored for CNNs. It's called KELS because it splits the network using kernel granularity. For example, on the left-hand side, we show a toy convolution filter F with 3 input and 4 output channels. This filter has 12 2D kernels. For example, pi is 3 by 3 kernel. On the right-hand side, we show how to apply KELS on a toy residual network. Given a split rate, say 50%, we split the network such that the fit hypothesis includes the top 50% kernels inside the top 50% filters. Please note that the fit hypothesis is a slim network that can be extracted from the dense network N to perform inference efficiently. Once the fit and the reset hypotheses are outlined, we train the whole network for multiple generations. To evolve the knowledge inside the fit hypothesis, we reinitialize the reset hypothesis after every generation. The knowledge evolution training approach is simple. It has two main parts. The first part outlines the fit and the reset hypothesis using a binary mask M, as shown on the left-hand side. Once the mask M is defined, we simply train the network for multiple generations and reinitialize the reset hypothesis after every generation, as shown on the right-hand side. Knowledge evolution makes no assumption about the training setting, so it doesn't matter if you are doing supervised or unsupervised learning. Also, knowledge evolution is oblivious to the loss function used to train the network. Accordingly, we evaluate knowledge evolution using both retrieval and classification networks. We leverage triplet loss to train retrieval networks and cross entropy to train classification networks. This table highlights the improvement margins achieved by knowledge evolution for both the dense and the slim fit hypothesis. The table also highlights the inference cost saving achieved by knowledge evolution. I will explain the first section only to illustrate how to read these numbers. The first section shows a quantitative evaluation using VGG11 architecture and the CUP200 dataset. In this experiment, we use a split rate 0.5. The first row shows the performance and the inference cost of the dense network N, while the second row shows the performance and the inference cost of the fit hypothesis H. At the first generation, N achieves 63% accuracy, while H achieves 0% accuracy. After 10 generations, both N and H achieves 68% accuracy. This is an absolute 5% improvement margin over the first dense generation N1. It's worth noting that the slim network H is achieving comparable performance as the dense network, but with a relative 74% reduction in inference cost. Similar to the classification evaluation, this table highlights both the improvement margin and cost reduction achieved by knowledge evolution on retrieval network. The problem of how to train a deep network on a small dataset is very interesting. This problem doesn't need a lot of GPUs, but it needs a lot of creativity. That's why I am betting not on big companies, but on graduate students to have enough creativity and to solve this problem.